I have a really good Steve-O story.
Cool.
I mean, you're not involved in any way, but I was on the beach in Barcelona in, I guess, like 2012. And it was this like, they have this crazy party thing on the beach where it's just people are like there all fucking night. They got tents. Everybody's up on drugs and drinking or whatever. And I'm there with my friends. It's like 4 a.m. I'm drunk as shit. And I'm walking through this beach thing, right? And this girl just locks eyes with me. And she grabs me by the back of the head, and she just goes, "Are you Steve-O?" And I just look her right in the eyes, and I go, "Yes." And then she turns me so that she can see my back, because I actually have no shirt on at this moment for whatever reason. You know, it's Barcelona in the middle of the summer, and she sees that I don't have a tattoo of my own face on my back, and she said, "No, you're not." That was the end of that. Now I always wonder, like, would I have had the heart to actually like get involved under the pretense of being somebody else? I don't know.
It sounds like you were well on the way.
Because that's fucked up. But I
Yeah.
definitely don't think I would have like realized how fucked up that was at the time.
Well, I mean, like if you were in Barcelona on the beach and there was like a big party scene, like, yeah, it might have taken me a few days to realize.
But in that element, like, isn't looking like Steve-O just as good as being Steve-O? Like, realistically, Steve-O's probably not in Spain at this time. Like, I'm as good as it gets.
I would dare say that you're better looking than Steve-O. And
Fame goes a long way in this society of ours. You know,
sure.
I don't think anybody's thinking about our like facial attributes.
Dude, it's so funny, man. Like, I have someone that I would like really confide in with my, my fears and stuff. And I'd be like, man, I'm getting older and my appearance is deteriorating, man. Like, I feel like. And my buddy says, "Dude, I got news for you, man. You didn't get to where you are because you're a sex symbol."
For real. I mean, how many guys do you really know because every once in a while you meet a dude who you realize that they are good looking enough that it has really significantly impacted their life. Like there's this guy Leo I know who's like a model or something. Who's on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, whatever. And he admitted that when I was on the podcast that, he's good looking enough that he's always been able to just get chicks to take care of him, and he's been able to kind of coast through life in a way as a result. And I'm like, wow, I don't know almost any guys that I've ever heard say anything like that.
I mean, that's a slippery slope in and of itself.
Yeah.
If you, you got to be careful with that, man. That's like if you're extremely wealthy and you've got kids and you spoil your kids, and then then next thing you know, your kid's gonna be a pussy and not like not a hustler.
No, I think about that all the time.
Yeah,
because
you have kids?
I have a 2-year-old.
Right,
she's
okay.
almost 2, and it's like, I don't know, even little things like she sees me ordering Postmates every day, and it's like, I don't want my fucking kid thinking it's normal to just order Postmates every day. I want you to be a cheap fuck like the way I came up.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm just going back and forth with it a little bit, but yeah. All right, so I want to revisit the time period too where I first became cognizant of Steve-O. I was like 13, perfect prime era.
How old are you now?
38.
Okay, cool.
How old are you?
I just turned 48.
Okay, good. So I'm like, 12, 13, and I was fucking with CKY before Jackass came out.
Sure.
So this was very like revelatory of like, holy fuck, this fucking weird skate video that we had been passing around at school and trade. With VHS
Right.
tapes, you'd always have to like, it would be a real thing to let your friends borrow it because you'd
Right.
actually watch this shit 2-3 times, right? And then Jackass comes out on TV, and this was like, all of a sudden this thing that we kind of knew about becomes huge. Everybody in school is excited about it. Everybody's, trying to jump off a building into a bush, or like, like getting a wheelbarrow and get pushed into a bush or something.
Sure.
Collide with a bush in some way. Can we revisit this time period and what it was like to have this show come out and become just this fucking massive?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember my first time watching the CKY video, and it was after Jackass had already come out on MTV.
Oh, so you didn't see
Yeah,
CKY until then?
I mean, dude, I never even met Bam until we were filming the second season of Jackass, and it was already a like historical hit. It was like the biggest ratings for any show in that kind of format in the history of MTV.
Right.
And we had all never been in the same place yet because, like, by the nature of the show, it was all just like a hodgepodge of different clips.
Right.
So, and before that, I had gone from selling pot to being a circus clown.
Right.
And and I went I was working in a circus when we filmed the first season. When the show came out, I had been fired from the circus and spent the money that I got. I got no money for the first season. It was less than $1,500 that I made for the entire first season.
Holy shit.
Of Jackass, and that was gone. And I had been living with my sister, and she kicked me out of the house. So literally, when Jackass hit MTV, I was unemployed, homeless, and broke.
Wow.
And a star on the biggest show on MTV. And
did you just feel it immediately everywhere you go?
Oh my God, yeah.
Everywhere you go,
Dude.
every kid's got to say something to you.
Dude, it was intense. I didn't really do anything spectacular in the first episode. It was the second episode that aired where I swallowed the goldfish and barfed up the goldfish into a fishbowl.
Right.
And dude, when that aired, boom, my life changed so much because that was October of year 2000. Mm-hmm. Fucking, just about 22 years ago. And back then they had the internet, but you couldn't watch videos on the internet.
Right,
There was
yeah.
no it was like telephone fucking modems.
Yeah.
There was no high speed internet. You couldn't watch.
Even porn was photos of porn.
Yeah.
There was almost no video online.
Right,
I think.
you couldn't watch videos on the internet, and they had cable TV and shit, and that was it.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.